Hello and welcome to Nicole. I am Nicole. In 2002, I was 4 years old, and in 2002, a movie came out called The Country Bears. I loved this movie. I was obsessed with it. It had bears, it had music. Those were the only requirements. It's on Disney Plus now, so I wanted to watch it again and reminisce for old time's sake. So I watched it and
oh no!
It's not how I remember it. It's so weird, and there is absolutely no way for me to like properly explain it unless I show you the entire movie. I'm gonna do my best because it's one of those things where I feel like if I saw it and I sat through that, you need to see it too. Because I can't be alone in this. Before I even give a synopsis, I just want to show this clip of the opening song because I don't understand.
Trees so tall, and where you coming from, and where you going?
The album What That's Our First. What does that mean? The album What That's Our First. I think the best way I can make sense of it is when I go, the album What That's Our First. That's our first. The album What That's Our First. I don't know. So the movie starts off by introducing us to some of the main characters. Ted and Fred Betterhead. Huh? I feel like they could have picked any other last name than that. Can't figure out what to name these bears. We can pick back up tomorrow. I better head out now. Yeah, that's good enough. Anyways, the opening scene starts out pretty cool, if I do say so myself. Something that I immediately noticed though is that when it's a close-up shot, the bears are on stage, but when it's zoomed out, they're not. And I thought maybe I just missed it at first, so I kept replaying it and they're just not there. There's like a man walking around. It's not even the same venue. So the main character in this is Barry Barrington. He is a bear boy and he really likes the Country Bears.
The Country Bears officially broke up after the '91 hibernation tour.
A little too much, and he finds out that he's adopted.
Am I adopted?
And then his brother looks at the camera and they just left it in there anyways. My jokes are crazy. So he runs away to
Country Bear Hall,
where he can be
different and still fit in.
This is supposed to be the place that the Country Bears did all of their concerts, but it's not the same venue as the opening scene, and also not the other venue in the opening scene. But uh-oh, Country Bear Hall is gonna get shut down because they didn't pay the rent. And now we're introduced to the villain, who is a banker.
How far behind are you right now?
6 years.
6 years. $20,000.
So they're 6 years and $20,000 behind in payments, which is about $278 a month. I could buy Country Bear Hall. I'm gonna buy Country Bear Hall. So the banker they owe the money to wants to
Tear down Country Bear Hall?
by the end of the week if they don't come up with the funds, which leads us to this incredible exchange right here.
Do you like the sound of crunching wood? I do.
And we know he means business because he has a wrecking ball decoration on his car, which is a pretty normal thing to do, is to have a statue of something you're looking forward to doing on your car. So actually, if you'll excuse me, I'm turning off the movie. So Barry decides that if he can get the band back together, he can raise enough money so that the banker won't
Tear down Country Bear Hall.
So their first stop is to find, I forgot his name.
You're Fred Betterhead, the amazing world-famous Fred Betterhead. The Fred Betterhead.
Fred Betterhead. And he dances and agrees. Yeah. Now they need to find Zeb and just watch this.
Zeb never gave up the honey. Hangs out in the bar in Nutville.
Nutville? Zeb never gave up the honey and hangs out in a bar in Nutville. Fred Betterhead is going to Nutville. Fred Betterhead is going to Nutville. And on their way to Nutville, they show this scene, and it's not really important right now. It just shows the origin story of the bears.
Oh, that's Benny Boggs Waggle. He was real talented.
And they beat this kid in the talent show, and the kid got mad. He was a sore loser.
Zeb with a chair.
Just keep that in mind as the movie goes on. Now they're in Nutville, and they go into the bar, and it's not actually a bar. They have large pots of honey, and Queen Latifah works there. That's not even the strange part of this. It's this scene, and I'm gonna leave it here, and it's unedited. This is completely untouched. Disney did this, they put this in the movie.
Hey there, Zeb.
Henry? Fred? Is that you?
In Nuttville. And then there's a Fiddle Off, and he wins.
That's my guy.
Now it's time to find Tennessee. Actually, really quick, let's check in on that banker guy and see what he's up to.
Oh no! Country Bear Hall has been crushed!
Alright. They find Tennessee, and then there's a music number.
Kick it into gear.
Hey, come on, sing it, come on!
And then there's a woman who plays the jukebox, but not in a way that you play the jukebox and you play a song with the jukebox. She's playing the jukebox as its own instrument, like this.
You can't sit around waiting
And then someone plays the stools.
for the tide to glory.
So now that Barry has found Fred Zeb in Tennessee, they just need to find Ted, so they give Ted a call, and Ted has a statue on his car of, he's like holding a big hat. It's like a man holding a big hat. So if we're going off of my previous assumption, Ted wants to hold a big hat. He wants to hold a very large hat, just like this. But he doesn't want to join, so they have to find him. They go to his house, and Elton John is there.
It's bear time, baby.
The budget of this movie was $35 million. This is my interpretation of how they divided that money. And then after that, the evil banker kidnaps the bears while they're in the bus and free to move around and not be kidnapped, and then takes them to a warehouse and threatens them with a tranquilizer gun. Prior to this scene, there is no indication that this will happen at all. There is no prior warning or prior context. It just happens. Just kidding. There is a perfectly justified reason as to why he would kidnap 5 bears and hold them hostage in a cage that's open that they could walk out of, but they don't. Why don't they do that? It would ruin the movie, and nothing in this movie needs to make sense. He's the armpit guy that lost to them in a talent show like 40 years ago. And the real reason he wants to tear down Country Bear Hall is to get revenge on them because he was a sore loser from losing in a talent show.
He hit Zeb with a chair.
Throughout the movie, it's really hard to keep track of who's who because they're all bears. So I don't even know who this is. One of the bears breaks them out of the cage that they had the opportunity to walk out of a while ago, and he helps them escape, and they make it back to Country Bear Hall. Pay attention to this clip right here because there is so much to unpack. Okay, so first of all, this reaction is so funny to me. There is no music. She is the first one inside. I am 100% sure the only reason that she acted that way is so she could be credited in the movie, which was probably a poor decision. And then there's this guy's delayed reaction. And I don't know, this is not, it's just off to me, and that's what makes it funny.
And this is me realizing that if I have to explain a joke, it's probably not funny.
The last part is this lady who looks like she's saying something, but I can't figure out what she's saying. I'm really bad at reading lips, but I keep trying, and it looks like she's saying, "Aye." And then in like 30 seconds, they count the money they raised, and it's enough to save Country Bear Hall.
We saved Country Bear Hall!
But I'm looking at this venue, and the venue looks like it can hold maybe 200-ish people. They owed $20,000, which would make the average donation per person $100 to see this. Disney never said that this movie was good or made sense. But they saved Country Bear Hall. It basically ends with this scene of Barry playing an instrument with one string. Again, Disney never said this movie was good or made sense. Also, while I was doing the research on this movie, I found out that it is based on a true story. And that true story is a Disney World attraction called the Country Bear Jamboree. So I think that explains a little bit as to why they made this in a movie. No, I think it does the opposite. I think that should have served as a reason as to why they should not make this movie. They should have taken that and said, this is bad. Oh god, one more thing. When it ends, they have like little clips that play along in the credits, and this was there.
The bears made me feel proud to be a full-figured woman.
You want me to eat you, don't you?
It doesn't sit right with me, and I don't know why, but I think it's everything about it. Well, I can't bear to talk about this anymore, so I think that's all. I don't know, that was awful. This is the first time I've done sort of, I guess, more of a commentary style video, so let me know how you feel about it. If you want me to do more videos in this style, or go back to not doing videos in this style, or go back to not doing videos. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to like, share, comment, subscribe. And I have some music to go play. Okay, bye!
For the path to glory, you gotta get moving to tell your story.